going on, guys? You are watching Trending with Nate, and today I'm joined by the sweetest girl, a social media star and a hair royal queen, Parv. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just so glad that we met randomly.
Yeah.
And like 2 weeks later, you're here.
I know. Do you know what? I'm so glad that we did that pop-up because the amount of like amazing people we met that day.
Yeah.
Like, I've stayed in contact with pretty much everyone, and people even came to the pop-up for me as well. And I was like,
I love it. So, Parv, you're a social media star. You've taken TikTok by storm.
I don't know what star.
You have. You've recently launched your hair oil business.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. How did it start? What was your inspo behind it?
So, like, a bit of context, bit of backstory. About a year and a half ago, I had a bit of a mental breakdown. I have these a bit often. It's a bit of a really own thing. Whenever something goes really bad, and I was like, I'm cutting off my hair. I was like, I don't want it as like it's annoying me. I don't know what it is in girls and cutting their hair.
Yeah, no, I do it too. When I'm stressed, that's it.
Yeah,
and again, I'll do it.
I don't know why I think that was just gonna all my problems were gonna go down the wash. Like I was like, I'm just gonna. I was like, it's gonna be less to wash. I'm gonna be freer. Like no, so I cut it off, and literally like, oh my god, I had to convince myself in my head. Like I was posting TikToks with me like lip syncing and stuff, and I was like, oh, I look a mess. Like I looked like this was awful. And my mum was like, I told you, don't cut your hair short. Did you cut it? I cut it to like here, like it was short. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I looked like a bit like Dora the Explorer. Like it just didn't look right. And then I was just getting stressed because like my normal oiling routine, like my bibi and my nanny, they taught me how to like oil my hair, the importance of like skincare, looking after yourself, making sure you look good. Like they prided themselves so much in just like presenting themselves well.
Yeah.
And they've like passed it on to me massively. Well, I mean, not all the time, I look like a mess all the time, but with like skincare and hair, they've taught me how to look after myself.
Yeah.
And the oils that I used to use weren't working for growth. They weren't working for my hair. They weren't doing anything. On my hair was still healthy, it was still thick, but it wasn't growing. And I was like, by summer, if my hair isn't longer, no one's gonna look at me. Like,
I'm gonna get a wig.
Yeah, I was like, no. Like, Carter was like to me, Parv, I don't understand why on earth you would do this. Like, she used to love my hair. And she was like, why have you done this? I was like, I'm not okay. Send out. So I started playing around with different oils, started researching about like what would help my hair grow, about castor oil, grapeseed oil, different oils, and then tried a few different ones, and like nothing was really taking to my hair the same way, like natural, you know, like good old Indian hair.
The real stuff, the dirty stuff. I remember my mum's like really like sitting me down there and just
and
I don't want this, but now I'm like, thank
God, hair, exactly. So the thick, proper, dirty hair that doesn't smell good, but it does mustard oil, TT, like all these different oils, the natural oil. And I found that like a lot of other oils and stuff as well had like fragrances in. I've got a super sensitive scalp, super sensitive skin. I'm allergic to everything, literally. Like I can't use certain things because I will always like come out in some kind of rash or something. So I was like, I need something natural. So I started mixing my own oils, used it on my hair, worked on my hair. Within like 2 to 3 months, my hair was growing.
So you actually tested your products
on myself. Yeah, it was all on me. Like, and the actual launch of my business, not the only reason, but I mean the main reason as to why I launched it is because of obviously my grandparents. So before that, I didn't really have I don't know whether it was the confidence in myself or maybe in knowing I could run a business and I could do it, or I don't know. There was a bit of me that would always hold back from like doing anything with the product. I just didn't. I spoke to my mum about it 2-3 times, and I was just like, there's other hair oils out there that are so good. Like,
why would anyone buy mine?
Why would anyone buy mine? And is there even a gap in the market for me? So I started thinking about as well, like, one thing that I hate about oils these days are expensive. With the proper oils that work, they're not expensive. They're like,
you can buy them at like your local Indian grocery store.
Yeah, you go to Sucker Road and you can get these oils. You know what I mean? You don't need to pay through the roof. So I was like, one thing that I wanted was like an affordable oil, or as affordable as I can make it while still making a profit. Like, obviously, of course, not be stupid. There's a reason for having a business. And then so then going forward, when my grandparents passed away, my nana nanny, I was like, I want to open something in their name. Like, my whole family have always been very business centered. My nana was very business centered, and I was like, I know that he would be so proud knowing that there was a business open like for him and to continue. I was like, sorry. The main thing for me with, I think, that big knockback when I lost my grandparents was that I didn't want to turn it into a negative thing this time in my life. I wanted it to be like, okay, look at how much they've taught me, look at how much they've shown me. Now let me use this in my life and apply it so that I can actually create something that they would be proud of. And that's when I had the confidence to be like, okay, I'm going to do it. And then like literally I'm talking probably in around like 3-4 months max, I was like working non-stop to get it, because I just literally one day was like, January the 8th I'm going to launch. I was like, I want to get it out. I was like, I don't care about the biggest thing for me was like the marketing side of it and having the money behind me to focus on the branding. I didn't have that, but I was like, I want the product out because I know the product's good, and if the product's good, people will buy it and
they can speak for itself.
That And another huge thing that I didn't want to do with my brand was like, when I first launched, I didn't hand out any influencer PR packages. I didn't hand out any packages to anyone, because I was like, I want people to buy it. I want real reviews.
People can be like, wow, okay, she's her mate, or, you know, this person was paid to say this. They've been getting this for free. They're going to say good things because they want more.
Yeah, literally, even like probably like a month after launching, like I sold out within like 2-3 days. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I couldn't believe I had that many people that would support me. I couldn't believe I had that many people that would have faith in me. And I'm so thankful, like looking how far the brand's come now. Like the people that I bought from the beginning obviously can see that like it was a good thing that they trusted me at the time, and that they invested into my oils and not anyone else's. What was just talking about? Sorry, I'm not inside.
The influencer marketing.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So I get like brain fog. It's fine. After like a month, I had people saying, like, commenting on my lives and stuff, and my friends' lives, like, you don't support your friends, you don't support our business. And I was like, guys, I had to like be like, that's not the case. I haven't gave them the oils. I haven't given anyone the oils because I didn't want everyone to be like, that's her friend that's promoting it, so we don't know if it works. Because I think that sometimes when people are posted, it's true. Yeah, I'm like, when you get paid to say that's really good, is it not good?
Yeah, you don't trust them.
Yeah, so it's better to just get like real people trying the actual product, and not. I didn't want it to be a proper like an influencer brand, if that makes sense. I wanted it to be like a community. I wanted to represent my grandparents and what they've taught me properly, if that makes sense.
I think, well, I know wherever they are, they'll be so proud of you.
I hope so.
Because even like you launched in what, January?
January, yeah, I know.
And it's what, nearly the end of April. You've just had your second pop-up event.
Yeah, I know.
You were in the ball ring.
I know. I still can't, you know, like we're speaking about, it's still not registering for me. It's not processing, like, because it's just happened this weekend. I was going through the scrapbook that I did like a Polaroid thing. The scrapbook's full and it's full of messages and it's full of photos, and it's just like so surreal seeing like the business out there like that, seeing it in a proper store in my city. Like, like I grew up here and now it's in the place that I used to walk past. Like, it's crazy. I just, can't believe it. I'm very, very grateful. I'm grateful for everyone that supports me. I'm grateful for everyone. My family, my friends pulled together and brought out talents this weekend. I didn't know they had. I did not know they had. And I was like, I had to, I was like, I thought you were the most irresponsible people in my life. I was
like, you guys having talent.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe that you guys are able to actually be like functioning adults. I was really civilized citizens. I was civilized. I was shocked. I was so shocked. And they were doing things like me even asking, like, honestly, I do have the best support system around me. And if I didn't have my friends and I didn't have my family supporting me, my brand wouldn't be what it is. So I'm very thankful,
But also just your hard work, I think. It goes to show you're willing to put in the work.
Absolutely.
Because I think there are influencers out there that get a huge platform.
Yeah.
And then they make merch. And like, realistically, who wants a t-shirt with your name on it?
No one cares.
I'm not going to walk around. I do a t-shirt with your name on it. We're being really real.
Oh, it's true.
But you've actually, like you said, built a community on this. And it goes to show that within, 4 months,
I know
you've achieved this.
I can't believe it. Even like when I was speaking to people like who came and saw me, one girl bought me a cupcake, one girl bought me food. Like, these people are so cute, and like meeting people in real life and having that like real life connection, not just the online connection, is crazy. And I even said to everyone that came, as much as you think I'm your comfort space, these people online are my comfort space too. It's become like a little family. It's so cute. Like, it's really cute.
When you started your like social media, did you think it would ever get to this where you've built this massive support?
Because the initial reason I ever started off my social media, and you know what, the event at Your Saheli, that really reignited my passion again for why I started my social media, which is to raise awareness for mental health, to show people that you can go through dark times, but you can come out and you can still make a life for yourself and do well and be happy.
Yeah.
but it's not got to be a bad thing that if you're having these lows in life that you can talk about them and whatnot. Like that for me is really key, and I feel like that in my brand is what is so key, and it reflects like building this online community. Even like when I do my lives and I'm oiling my hair, the reason I do that is because I want people to have that connection. I want young South Asian girls to have that connection to someone that's older who they can relate to and find comfort in, where it's not a toxic environment, it's a safe space, it's a real space, it's no rubbish, do you know what I mean? I'm just trying so hard not to swear.
It's the way we can beat that.
No, I said rubbish actually. I'm so proud of myself, guys. I would be so proud. Yeah, like people just talk nonsense online just to talk nonsense, and they don't really share the hard elements of their life or what they go through because they're scared of the stigma and whatnot. And I understand, and it does take a lot to put yourself out there in that respect and be open and honest, but I think people respect you a lot more for it than just being like another influencer who's just doing the same thing and shoving the same products down your throat, and there's no like tangible connection there. Do you know what I mean?
So let's go on to your social media, which you have built an absolutely amazing online community.
Yeah.
We love your TikToks.
Sorry.
The content you give us, top tier.
Content that people want. Do you know what I mean?
It's what the people want, and you're giving it to them.
Drama they're all living for.
And some people get really invested in your life.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that first. You know, people getting invested in your life.
Yeah.
How was that?
I don't know. You know what? I think, sometimes I passively say something, like not thinking that anyone's listening.
Yeah.
But people are listening and they're picking up on everything that I'm saying. And because I've created this like online presence and community and whatnot, people do feel entitled to know certain things about my life, or I don't know, they feel entitled to know things about my life, because if I put something out there, for example, if I put a relationship out, and then we break up and then what's going on, like I don't actually have to share that information that'll happen, but there's like a expectation that
you're going to,
and that I'm going to, because I've already put it out there or whatnot. So yeah, I think even now, like to this day, like people are so invested in my dating life. Like if I say I'm going on a date, people are trying to like search who I'm going on a date with. Like they'll be like trying to work it out. It's so mad. Like, and they'll work it out. Like these people will find the guy, put the guy's name in my lives again and again and again and again. I have to like mute the name, and I'm like, oh, do you guys lie? Oh, God. But I'm like, why do you do this? Why do you care? Do you know what I mean?
That's actually really bad. They care a bit too.
Yeah, no, I know. And I remember I was speaking to this one guy, and his name got put in like so many times, and he messaged me like, what's going on? What is happening? And I was like, I really don't know how that got out.
And was he like a known guy on TikTok?
No. Oh, no, these aren't like guys from TikTok. This is like just regular Bunda, do you know what I mean? Who are probably like, what's going on?
I don't know who's following Parv, but you guys should work for the FBI. And
I'm telling you, they could have found Madeline McCann years
patrol here in your following list.
No, yeah, they could have found Madeline McCann years ago. I'm telling you, they are so on.
Get onto this.
They're so on it. Like it's scary. Like even all my friends are like, how did they know that? How have they found that? I'm like, I literally don't know. But then it's my fault sometimes, because I'll be like, I'm going on a date, ha ha ha. And then I'm like, I'm just getting ready, and I'm getting ready for my date. And then everyone's like, who you going on a date with? And I'm like, mind your business. Like, why are you asking me that? But it's like,
and just from the 3 words,
it's like
they'll find out who it is.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's backtrack. When you started out on TikTok or Insta, did you think you're going to be this big TikToker influencer? Was that ever your intention?
No, definitely not. Like when I started I first had Insta like probably like when I was way younger, and like I used to do like makeup tutorials and stuff like that, and I had like a makeup account. I had that for a while, and I deleted it because I was just like, oh, I just don't want to be on social media. And I got another account, and then that just like blew itself for some reason. I don't know why. Like my content just started popping. People started following me after I did like the BBC news live and stuff about mental health, stuff like that. All that them Insta posts, they started like blowing. People started following me. And then I think like a year into it, I was like, I'm not doing it. Like I don't know what happened to me. I got like I think it was like 35k on Instagram or something like that, and I was getting good like collaboration deals and stuff and blah blah blah. But I was just like, I wasn't even on TikTok at this point, but I was just like, people were so in my business even then.
Wow.
And and I was just like, you know what? It's just not for me. I just don't want anyone to know me. I want to disappear. I want to do a 2-pack. I want to evaporate. Hid on my social media. I'm just that dramatic guy, you know, like the no replies. Don't talk to me. I'm not in the black DP. Not in the mood. Like coming off socials, guys. Don't contact me. Don't ask me what happened. That's me. So I deleted everything, big drama, whatever. And I was like, shit, man. Kind of social.
I'm a bit bored now.
I'm a bit bored. Yeah, it's my ADHD. You know, I make impulsive decisions, and then I'm like 2 minutes later, I'm like, what do I do that for? So yeah, I got my social media back, and then I had a private account, and then someone started making fake accounts of me. I know, and I only had like 100 followers, and I was like, oh my god, they started like selling pictures of their feet or something on this fake account of me. Yeah, like, no, it was really weird. And some guy contacted me, messaged me on my account, like, I think someone's using your pictures on this account. Gone on the account's got way more followers than me. It's got like 2,000 followers.
Oh wow.
Looks like me. I've only got 100 followers on this private account, and I'm like, people think these are my feet. They've sent me a picture of the feet as well. Bearing in mind, my foot is not that big. Actually, I was a very big foot. It was not my feet. I'm tiny. I'm Diddy. You think this guy is like 8 feet?
Make it make sense.
Yeah, at least make it realistic. But whoever was paying for my feet at that time, you got scammed, by the way. Those weren't my feet.
That's mad.
So then I was like, okay, I'm just going to put my socials on public so that everyone knows that this is a real Parv. The real Parv, yeah, the real Slim Shady, please stand up. I'm sorry for feet. Like, it was like, this is not me. So I put my account public again, like, that people just started following me from my old account, and probably like, oh, this is her new account, started following me again. Expecting feet pics. Expecting some feet pics, probably. Yeah, I don't know what they were expecting. And then like that just started growing again, and then TikTok came about. I think it was like lockdown time, and I was just like, my ex at the time was like, you should make TikTok because like you would be really good on TikTok, like you'd be really entertaining. And I was like, don't know how to use it. But I literally don't know how to use it. Yeah, didn't know how to use it. So I downloaded it, was so confused, didn't know how to make. I think I contacted Kajal, and we weren't even that close at that time, and he was like, how do I use this app? Like, I'm so confused. And I made a couple videos, and they did well, but I was just still confused, and people started following me, still confused. And then as time went on, I learned how to use stuff, and like got more creative with editing and stuff like that. And then it was just really, it wasn't any videos about me talking or anything at that point. It was just like lip syncing videos, relatable videos, or that stuff, whatever. And then when I became like really close with Kajal, she was like, you're so funny, like talk. She was like, just put yourself out. I was like, I don't have the confidence whatsoever to record myself speaking and put it out there for people to like judge me even further, to come at me even more. I'm giving them more ammunition. Why am I doing this? And she was like, trust me, like, you'll grow your platform. People will want to listen to you. And I was like, I just think you're insane. But I was like, I'll try to do one video. Did a couple tour video. People loved them. So I was like, oh, this is way more fun, because I enjoyed doing it as well. I was like, I prefer just waffling, like, talk for bloody England. So I was like, I like doing this. People are enjoying it. Let me carry on. And I feel like just from there is how my platform really grew on TikTok, because I was just like making relatable content about what I've been going through, any relationships, general trauma of my life. I was like, it felt like a bit like a diary for me, and then other people were relating to it, and it was just like, then it just grew.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes I feel like just as people, we think we're facing battles alone.
Yeah.
And I think it takes someone like you that's willing to be so open for other people to be like, oh, that's
not just me. Yeah, and I can get through it and things like that. I think, you know what, the main difference for me, and I don't like the term influencer, I hate the term influencer, but like being like a content creator online, the biggest thing for me is that my platform, like a lot of content creators go into content creating for specific reasons, like fashion, makeup, like hair, things like that. So they have like a specific niche, is something that they want to grow their platform based on. I didn't have that. I didn't care about fashion. Literally wear my clothes inside out half the time. Don't know how to film up a pair properly. Didn't really care about makeup that much. Like, I love doing makeup, and I like I like being a makeup artist, but I didn't like really creating the content anymore. Found it boring. Like, there was nothing that really with my ADHD that really took to me. Yeah. And I think because mine was based on me talking and experience, that's why people relate to me a lot more when it comes to that stuff. Like, if I'm going to promote a product or say something, they're more inclined to listen, because it's not based on the fact that I really like fashion. Yeah. I've just, you know what I mean? There's like a different...
You built that kind of trust with
that, that I'm not just here to promote things and get paid. Like, I actually started doing this because I wanted to raise awareness for mental health. I wanted to raise awareness for myself. I wanted to just talk about what I'm going through. It's like, anyone that would listen, just listen to me out, because I've got things to talk about. I have things to say. Someone just listen, and people started listening. I was like, sick. We need to write more things. I was like, listen to me. Yeah.
At what point did you kind of feel the social responsibility?
Yeah, I think that came a lot later for me, definitely. Like, originally, like I said, the posting and stuff was for me.
For you,
like, I enjoyed it. I liked getting things off my chest. I like talking about things. Quite liked pissing a lot of people off. It was enjoyable. Like, when people would get triggered by me and be like, I did it, I did that. relevant. But yeah, so I think at first it was a bit of like, it was fun for me. It was very fun. As it grew, I think recently probably past like, no, I would say past like 8-9 months, I've felt like a very big responsibility to be like, okay, there are a lot of people message me, like young girls will message me paragraphs on paragraphs. I try to reply to everyone I can. Like I literally will sit there and respond to everyone. But when I started getting these messages of people being like, this is how much you mean to me and I was like, these people look up to me. These girls are looking up to me. They find comfort in me. I have to make sure that whatever I'm putting out and the things that I'm saying are honest, that, you know, I'm like, what would I want to hear at that age and what guidance could I have done with? It's important. Like there is like a lack of like, with influencers and content creators, there's a lack of duty of care with a lot of people. People will do things for a quick buck. I don't think all money's good money. I will never do anything for a quick pound. I don't care enough. I would rather, it means way more to me to help one girl than it does to make £100. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and not a lot of people think like that.
Yeah, and I think that happened to all my grandparents, genuinely. That is what is instilled in me, that they've always instilled in me that you should help people and you should do things from your heart and you shouldn't expect nothing back. If it comes back, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You just do it. And that's why, like, with money and stuff like that, it's never...
I think your values do shine through you, Parv. Like, we've met a few times now and you can just tell. No, you make me really quiet. I know, I feel emotional. I think every time I mention your grandparents, honestly...
No, I know, same, but I just try not to... I'm just like...
Not going to try just yet.
Right, it's fine, do that in a bit.
Do it later on camera time.
No, literally, yeah, it is emotional for me. And like, because I grew up with my baba and my baby. I didn't even call her baby. I used to call her mom because she's my mum. Like, and my baba was like my dad. Like, my mum was always in the shop. They looked after me. Like, they were the closest people to me growing up until I was literally 18, until they passed away. So, and then after that, even though they were like my mum and dad, my nonna and nanny were like my best pals. So I had the best of both. Yeah, it's like I had like my mum and dad, but then I had like my best friends. They were like my biggest supporters, unconditional love. Like you know, for me, I always say I had a big lack of love and care, and like there was a lot of neglect when it came to my dad. Yeah. But my baba and my nonna gave me so much love. I could never even complain or look for it anywhere else because they gave me what I needed anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so you spoke about your nonna G and your baba G and all the love they gave you.
Yeah.
And, you know, you didn't feel the neglect that you felt from your dad.
Yeah.
And you are really open about this. So let's touch base on that because there might be people out there that can relate.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And alcoholism is a big problem in our community.
Huge, massive.
So however much detail you want to go into it.
Yeah.
But let's kind of talk about the effect it had on you.
I think one thing I'll start off by saying, I find it really funny how in our community and within the Punjabi community, we're so quick to be like, let's drink. Glassy, let's have a drink in our songs, have a drink. You know, like this whole like
it glamorized. Yeah, Punjabis, we can drink. We can weed. Yeah, drink on. Yeah, all of this stuff.
Yeah, demo. Yeah, 10 cool points. Do you want a medal?
You're so cool.
No, you're so cool. You actually make me like, oh, I just want to be like you to grow up. No. So like, even this whole nature of glorifying, you know, drinking and blah blah blah. That's all great, and I'm glad that everyone finds joy in participating in it. But then why is it such a taboo subject to speak about?
Exactly.
All we do is go on about it.
Yeah.
If all we do is go on about how much we drink, why is everyone so shocked that there's so many alcoholics within the community? Why are so many people covering up for their alcoholic dads, their alcoholic chatas, their alcoholic dayas?
Yeah.
It's not a joke. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people are so quick to just to look over this whole situation, this whole massive issue within the community and say that it's not a problem. And you know, it comes in with like religion versus culture and stuff like that. As Sikhs, you're not meant to drink, but within our culture, everyone drinks.
Yeah.
But then within like within the Gurdwara and stuff like that, if there was even like places where people could go to like get help if you've got an alcohol problem, but you don't get shame for it, there's a big thing in our community where it's like you point people out really quickly and like, oh,
it's a lot of self-hate. We hate ourselves.
Hate ourselves, hate our own community. Like, oh, look at what he's doing, look at what she's doing, but what about what you're doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, look at yourself.
You're the auntie, I'm sure you've had it, or people, you know, questioning you, pointing fingers at you. Look at your own daughters and this. don't point the fingers.
No, yeah, exactly. And you know what? I think this is actually a really good opportunity, because this is such a big platform as well to say this. Like within with my family and stuff like that, when my mum and dad, they're divorced. When they split, when everything happened, and let me tell you something. After, I would say it's been like nearly 4 or 5 years now, maybe 4 years. Don't even know, lost track of time. But when it all happened, even afterwards, I can't tell you one family member that actually turned around and sat me down and said, "Are you all right?
Really?
How are you?" What? It was so easy for everyone to just, quickly just like, everyone like rummages around to cover things up, and like, you don't want the bare see of the family and blah, blah, blah. But what about the kids in the house that have gone through it? What about the wife? Instead of blaming the woman, how about giving her help? How about offering her help? Something that's so important that I think so many Punjabi families need to do is, the women in your family, make them feel comfortable enough that if something is going on in their house, that they can come to you as a brother, as a sister, as a cousin, as whatever, and speak to you and say that actually he's drinking every night, he's hitting me, he's doing this, he's not coming home, he's financially abusing me, he's emotionally abusing me. There has to be avenues and ways for us to talk about this stuff without people feeling like they're going to be judged or blamed for it. Because 9 times out of 10 within our community, they blame the woman.
A lot of the time.
And
woman is
and let's not like overlook the fact that I do understand that anyone with an alcohol addiction, there is unhealed trauma there. There is stuff that you need to work on. But as a human being and as someone who has a family, that's your responsibility to know that if you're consuming a substance that is then damaging people around you because of your behaviour, stop.
Yeah.
Or get the help. Because if you're abusing a substance and it's only affecting you, you crack on, mate. That's your life. That's your mental health. That's your physical health.
Yeah.
Once you're then impacting your wife, your kids, your parents, the whole family dynamic, the pressure and what it does to the children is insane. Especially when you come from a family where you're covering it up. You're covering it up because you don't want everyone else to see what your family's actually like. Because when you go to weddings, you've all got flash cars and you've all got this and you've all got that. That's all great. But then when you go home at the end of the day and you've got anxiety because you don't know whether your dad's going to be absolutely blasted or not.
Yeah.
Then you can't pick up the phone, you can't call your mum because they're going to be like, "What are you talking about? He's great."
Yeah.
Because you don't talk about he's fine. He's so nice to everyone. Oh, yeah, we all drink together, blah, blah. And you know what? Family members endorse it. There's times where we would tell our family members, don't let him drink, or like, don't give him or promote. But because you think you're all so cool at these events, oh yeah, let's have a drink, sneak it in, mate. But what about when he goes home and then hits your sister? Or do you know what I mean? Like, you don't even think of the repercussions. There's all fun and games until someone's getting hurt. And I can't comprehend how there's been so many people in our community that have died from alcoholism. And even my dad's brother has died from alcoholism. How you watch your brother die and thought, yeah, pick a glossy.
Let me do that.
Let me do that too. Let me traumatize everyone around me as well, because that wasn't enough for the whole family. Like, I just don't. For me, it's been something, especially when I was going through it. Social media was a lot less then. I feel like TikTok wasn't about stuff like that, and now there's all these people online you can relate to, and I think it is so important, and that's why I put it out there. And I'm not ashamed to talk about it or speak on like what's happened with my family or anything like that, because it shouldn't be a shameful thing. It was never my mum's fault. It was never the kids' fault. It was my dad's fault. And like that's a huge element of the fact that no one ever takes accountability for that they was him. And like, I blame, obviously, that I love my Baba and beat me to bits, but they enabled his behaviour.
Yeah.
They allowed that behaviour when he was growing up to seem like it was okay and it was acceptable. It's not acceptable. Why are you putting drink above your responsibilities, above your family, above your kids? It doesn't make, for me as a kid as well, it doesn't make any sense to me as a child trying to comprehend how your own parent can't even be honest with you, because alcoholics become compulsive liars when they're saying that they haven't had a drink, but they've gone and had a drink. When people get to that stage where they're so good at lying to the point that you question they gaslight you so much, you question yourself. It got to a point with me when I got older that he used to gaslight me so much. I used to question every decision I would make if I was going mad, because I was like, I don't believe myself, even though I could physically see something. Yeah. And then he would convince me that it hadn't happened, and I'd be like, I'm literally going to Lulu over here, man. What's going on? Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. No, yeah, never me. I'm the problem. Listen, yes, you are. So, but yeah, I think there's loads of layers to it. It's huge. We could go on and sit here for hours talking about this stuff, because it's been such a big part of my life. It's such a big part of who I am today. you know, even like my relationship with alcohol, I drink, but I don't drink like excessively. I don't really enjoy drinking like that. So I'm not the type of person to be like, oh my God, like, yeah, like, let's go again, smash. Yeah. I'll just have a couple of drinks and it doesn't take me much when Diddy. And then I'm crying, do you know what I mean? But like, if you don't do the work that you need to do on yourself as a kid of someone who's got an alcoholic parent, it will follow you through to your adult life. I think one thing I'm very glad I did is get therapy. Yeah. Because it was needed, it was necessary. That was like a small portion of the trauma that I've had in my life, and like it was huge. So it was like that was like one thing I had to deal with, and then there was all these other things. I was like, if I don't start doing the work on myself, I know I'll drag it through to my adulthood and probably just project it onto my kids, onto your kids that I didn't want to do. And I think there is that sense of responsibility we have to have in our generation to fix your stuff and like fix it. And yeah, it might not be fair what you've been dealt, and it might not be what you wanted, but you do.
It's how you deal with yourself.
Exactly. And even us allowing all these situations to happen within the community and not calling people out and not talking about, you know, everyone's so quick to look at other communities and say this is going on there and the men do this and the men do that. What about the men about our community? Yeah. What about the women that are suffering in our community and that no one's helping and their voices aren't heard? Because if they do speak out, they're known as the problematic daughter-in-law, or they're not allowed. As women, we're not meant to speak. Seen and not heard. And let me tell you something, this generation will be heard. Like, it's not a joke. Like, the girls these days are way stronger in their convictions and they have a way bigger voice, and we don't care. We don't care for the opinions of people who are older or what society says is normal. Because for me, I was told my whole life, oh, you need to do this, 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 and this. And this was the standard that was set for me. And it was very traditional. My whole upbringing was very, very traditional. I was very strict. But then my dad did all these other things. I'm like, you contradict everything you stand for. Why on earth am I going to get involved in what you're saying? If you can't even practice what you preach, why are your kids going to follow suit? It doesn't make sense.
So just to wrap that bit up, how do you think us as a community can help? What can we do to really stop this?
I think it just starts with actually individuals. Just stop judging people.
Yeah.
It's the main thing. Like, literally focus on yourself, your health, your family. And if there's any issues there, work it out as a family and work it out together and help each other and support each other. Extended family members, offer your arm out. Offer that support out. Why do you not want to see each other happy and healthy and well? Like, I just think removing that barrier of, oh, let's all just bring each other down. If you spent half that energy in bringing each other up, everyone would be happier. And that's what I think people don't understand. Like, you think that if you just look after you and you become a really good person and blah, 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 and you're like the best, you've got the best cars and that what the hell does that do for your sister who's being beat every week? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think the lack of responsibility that we all have for each other, yet we're so in each other's business. It don't make sense.
That's a very valid point.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no like duty of care for each other, but yet we all want to
very entitled.
Yeah, you do it, but you don't want to help. So why are you speaking on it? You pick one, either full-heartedly go out there and help people as much as you can with a pure heart, and you don't judge and you offer as much help as you can, or you mind your business and keep to your own and keep it zipped. Frankly, like, that's it.
So we've spoken about how much of a nice, positive online community. She's got hay fever, guys. Okay, she's not trying to ignore me.
I'm not crying. I'm trying to stop myself from sneezing. You know, if someone said to me, I say pineapples. I've tried that, but it doesn't work for me. It's making me more sneezy. I'm actually Miss Jen, so it's fine. Okay, carry on. I'm not crying, honestly. You
She's like that emotion.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Honestly, I'm happy. Go on.
Okay, yeah, so you built this great...
So I'm looking at me like... I'm just waiting for this. I said it's not coming as flat with it. And straight back.
Look at that head like, okay, it's going to come any time.
No, it's got to step back into my esophagus. Let's go.
Okay, anyway, so the negative sides to it, because it's not just all rainbows and sunshine and airy. You put yourself out there, you're really raw, you're really real, right?
Yeah.
But all that comes with the flip side of trolls, people hating, and you get a lot of this. First of all, how do you deal with that? Because, you know, you're a mental health advocate, but also, you know, when you're promoting all of this, yours also must be going through people wanting to chat on your name and just all of this. So how are you dealing with that?
I think when I first started out social media, I think that's probably why I deleted it a few times, because I was just like, I cannot deal with people just like having these unsolicited opinions on me. And I was very aware of the fact that, okay, I put myself out there, but doesn't mean I put myself out there for you to literally
Slate me.
Pick everything apart about me. That's not what I'm here for. But then I think as I started doing the talking videos and stuff, and as my platform grew, I just learned to understand that, you know what, not everyone is going to like me. Not everyone's going to relate to me. Not everyone, like, quite frankly, there are some people on social media that I just find jarring.
Yeah.
There is no real reason around it. There's no...
They're just annoying.
Just annoying. And I don't hate you. I don't dislike you, really. But I just, when you come up, I just...
Swipe.
Yeah. Or like, and I just like, well... But for me, I would just click not interested or block or whatever. That I don't see these people on my page. The people that go to the extent of actually seeing the person they don't like and then going forth to comment and hate, I just think like the boredom is really like you're really going.
Really hate yourself?
Yeah, like I just like I forget like I think a lot of the time when it's funny comments, like the other day I was literally laughing so much. My friend was like, "What are you laughing at on your phone that much?" And it's because I went like, you have to go on my TikTok when you go on the videos, it says like approved filtered comments.
Yeah.
I had to get my filtered comments up there, yeah, because some of you like be getting through. So I put my comments up like full to all the settings, and I'll go on the approved comments. I went on the approved comments on my video, and it's like, "Ayo, big forehead gal," and I was like, but I was dying.
Well, your poor forehead's not even that big.
But to be fair, in this video, look, wow. Really big.
Did you have your hair tied up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like there's like extra inch in there on. And I was looking at I was laughing because I was like, that's actually true. So like comments like that I find funny.
Banter.
It's banter. You know, comments like people will come on my lives or make pages being like, oh, you deserve for your grandparents to die. You deserve for your kitten to die. They'll come on and they'll put my grandparents' names and put like the tombstone. Like, you think that you're funny. You're going to hell. See you there. Have a fight.
I don't feel like there's a word for that level of disrespect.
That's someone. Those are people that really hate me, and I always think like,
what have you done to them? What has she done?
I just think like, it's got to be someone that I know, but it's like there's so many. Like I always say, there's like 99% of love online, but that 1% of hate goes really, really hard. And I think another big reason as to why I get so much hate is obviously I am a Punjabi girl in social media doing what I do. It is a bit taboo. It is a bit like not everyone does it. Or
is it though?
No, okay. When I say taboo, but it's not. Yeah,
people are very like, they're just hypocrites, right? Because as girls, you're in the media, you're in the public eye, but you're not doing anything different to what a normal girl is doing.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's that, and it's that element of maybe that I'm exposing what our community is like. Or maybe what I
wouldn't even say exposing, because I just feel like, okay, maybe if we were born in Punjab and we've moved over here and now we're about to this such an emotional conversation, right? But you know, say if we came from Punjab and we've lived, like, let's say, I don't even want to say a sheltered life, because the girls over there are living it up too.
They are living it, and you know, the girls in Chandigarh are living more than me,
literally. But if then we had like that flip of the way we live in our lives, and it's a complete different lifestyle change. We've started drinking, started doing this, but we've been born and brought up in the UK
in a westernized culture.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, we have both those sides embedded in us. We are Punjabi, but also we're British born. We have both sides to that in our personality, and that's what makes us us. So are we really doing anything that's different from all these other girls in the UK? No. Your sisters are doing the same thing that we are doing, right?
Same thing, yeah. It's funny. I find it, and it's like your sisters relate to me, and it's always, in the majority of the time, it's either girls that are seriously oppressed, and they have no way of even touching that kind of life of freedom, and they will hate just as much as the boys, because they, I don't know, want 10 cool points from the lads. Good for you, like pick me's. Like, the boys are not going to care. They're not going to marry you, and they look at you the same. They're truly the exact same. So it's just them girls that are always twerking for them.
Yeah,
but
literally.
Majority of other girls don't do that. It's the boys, and you know what? I think it comes down to how we've been raised and what your parents enable and how our culture is. It's just toxic. It's so toxic. And even online, it's
scared for your safety.
Well, obviously there's been right, I'm a bit delulu like everyone. I do try to tell everyone I'm a bit not here. So I don't really, like, I think what's in my kismet, in my kismet. Yeah. When I'm going to die, I'm going to die. So I think that little bit, maybe I'm a bit too confident with it. But I don't really care. Like, one thing I always say is if I see something wrong or see something that I don't like, I do have a platform now. And as much as people don't like it, I do have a voice online. So if I want to speak on something, if I don't agree with something, I will speak on it. People don't like that. People don't like the way I behave, or the fact that I still embrace my religion and still continue to be a girl and do normal things that normal girls do. But I'm open and honest about it online, whereas other girls will hide it.
Yeah.
And I don't need to do that, because what's the point? What about when you see me in revs? Then what? What in 4K? What am I going to do? Like, bucking off my back?
Revs.
And I'm saying that, oh yeah, you know, I'm actually at home reading a nice little book about, you know, I don't know, the government. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to be that liar who's going to, do you know what I'm saying?
The government, let's not go into that one.
So people, obviously, they do have this, like, I don't know, perception or whatever online when it comes to this stuff, where I think they think, I don't know, like, I just find it weird. I find it so weird when it comes to the online side.
Me, like, as an outsider watching, when you get all this hate, I just think, what has she done? Like, yeah, I just feel like you get a lot of unnecessary hate, like, a lot.
What I'm saying. So, like I said, my platform, like, one thing I really tried to reflect again morally is my grandparents' values and what they've taught me. So with this whole recently, so I was like, you know what? Sorry. I just make myself laugh because, you know, with the business and stuff, obviously, I am trying to be more mature. You're a businesswoman now. Oh, but businessman now, whatever, I'm businesswoman. So I'm trying to be more mature. But there is a bit of me that will always speak out on things that I don't like and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. And that does trigger people and people don't get happy by it. And like, how can you have a business and say these kind of things? But I will always stay true to myself and my opinions and my convictions. And I will not change that for anyone. And if you don't want to buy off me because you don't like the fact that I said that I don't like someone, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
All this controversy.
And there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it.
How is that?
I see, this is what I'm saying, quite enjoy it. And I think people know that I quite enjoy it. Like, I think, you know, like, oh, so after my pop-up store, we were handing out, this is what I'm saying. So the first incident of why I was getting hate on Twitter, everyone tried to cancel me on Twitter. This was the first thing. And actually the second thing that happened, but I'm not going to talk about the first. Forget about that. So if I've done that one, that was last year. This one recently, everyone's trying to cancel me on Twitter. One, I don't have the app. Can't cancel me on app. I don't have.
Literally.
Can't see it. My friends were sending it me. So I was like, for God's sake, it's like, download a fake account. Look at all these comments about me and whatnot, and they're like, oh, this Bunjali's back at it, And the thing that I was doing is, so when all this stuff in Punjab was happening, I raised awareness about it immediately. I was one of the only ones to do it, in fact. And I always will, and I always have. I will always speak on issues in Punjab because that's our community. However, I will speak up against any injustice because I'm not. There's no difference. There is no difference. And the quicker that you learn that there is no difference between the way we all bleed, the happier everyone will be. Because like the more you segregate yourselves, you don't realise that the white man looks at us all the same. Literally. You're better off helping other South Asians. Because they all look at us like we're the same, and they really do.
They don't know us there's any different.
Exactly. So with the whole, like, it was Ramadan and stuff, and the Palestine stuff was going on. So to raise money for Palestine, I said that I would fast for a day so that everyone would go donate to Islamic Relief Fund for the emergency fund for Palestine. Made it very clear it was nothing to do with religion, everything to do with the charity, that I wanted to do something to help, and that was within my capacity to raise money by doing this. Right? Anyways, did all that. I'm a bit of an idiot, okay? So I eat meat. I'm not going to deny that I eat meat. Most people do eat meat. And then in this video, which I had barked on in the same video where I was eating meat previously, and then people obviously talk about the fact that it was fasting and then Sikhism, blah, blah, caused loads of controversy. And I was just like, everyone was picking it apart. She might as well be Muslim, this and that. God. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like, everyone calm down. Like, everyone just please turn it down a notch. When you actually look at the fundamental fact of that what a Sikhi is, standing up against injustice, doing serve for other people, doesn't matter what community it is.
Yeah.
If someone's in need, you help. If you're able to, and if you're not able to, you can try to at least. Yeah. Which is what I base all my things off, my morals off, is doing that. So I've done this video, raise money for it, whatever. The whole of the Muslim community was completely supportive. And obviously it circulates around like what I call seek incel Twitter. I don't care. That's what they are. They circulated this video around about me and obviously started picking it apart. Oh, this girl, she's basically this. She's like Erin, she's da-da-da, all this nonsense. And I was just like, oh, guys, this is the last time I'm ever going to come on here and address this nonsense. And I fully went in on it. And I again spoke about my grandparents, because if you follow me, you know that that's the main drive for me as a person is my grandparents. And both my nana and my baba benefited off a Muslim man helping them. So again, why would I look at anyone any different? I wouldn't. What's the difference between a little Sikh boy dying and a little Muslim boy dying? There is no difference. But then instead of appreciating the fact that someone's done some serve and is trying to help, everyone likes to pick apart. Even when we were giving out samosa after my pop-up shop, some guy walks past and I'm like, oh, do you want a free samosa? Trying to hand out all these samosa to people. And he's like, oh, you're the girl that pays people on TikTok for no reason. And I was like, yeah, do you want a samosa? Like, I'm very aware of what I engage myself in. At that time, I wasn't even trying to upset anyone. There are times where I tried to upset people. Like, for example, with Erin, I purposely made them videos to piss her off, to piss people off who support her. That was an intentional thing that I thought about before posting. The stuff with the fasting, I was doing it out of the goodness of my heart, and it was so frustrating. So I was like, God, actually not always this, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to do that. Like, can you just take it for what it is rather than digging and trying to make it something malicious when it's not malicious? When it's malicious,
you literally just do it, Seb.
Yeah, when it's malicious, you'll know it's malicious. I'll tell you. I'm doing this on purpose. I'm telling you, like, this was on purpose, or that was on purpose. Do you know what I mean? And that again comes into the whole thing of, I will speak my mind when I think I see things that are not right. I don't agree with the girl. I don't agree with the way she runs a platform. I don't agree with the way she runs a business. It's unethical. It goes against everything about Sikhi. But then you put Waheguru Satnam on your story every day. Me as a person, with my business and growing up, like, I used to look up to her when I first started social media. She was one of the only Punjabi girls doing it.
Yeah.
So obviously, naturally, that was the only representation we had.
Yeah.
There's a lot more representation now, and there's a lot more honest representation. Not just me, but people like DJ Sims, Kim Wan. There's a lot of Punjabi influencers out there that are doing it and that are real with it as well. There's not just this one person, this one individual.
You've got the support from, or just, support the hype, the love from that level of influencer or influencers from that time that you should know. And this into the industry.
And this is what I'm saying as well. Like, me personally, when I had this pop-up shop, I contacted several different small Punjabi, like, businesses or people, like Saxo Singh. He's a small business. He does his saxophone thing, whatever.
Yeah.
That's someone who I wanted in the shop. I was like, I now have a platform where I actually have a voice.
To help.
I actually have to promote others. I've got a spot in the middle of Bullring where bare people are going to see it. Why would I not help people who need a leg up? There was like 3-4 people I contacted. It was short notice. And I said, but anyone that wanted to, or even come down and talk about business and how, I'm more than happy to help, because I know what it's like to be in that position, and I wish someone would give you that leg up, or wish someone would help you. And if you're building your whole platform based on young South Asian girls and creating a community for young South Asian girls, and you're profiting off them young South Asian girls and exploiting them online, surely then you have a duty of care to help them as well. And for the information you're putting out, and for the way that you have that connection or whatever with these people online, I find it baffling that you can create a whole community and say that this is what you're about, but then that is not be about that. Not be about that. It's like you're just
make it make sense.
Saying things just to say it, talking for the sake of talking, but like you just want money. And I find it really sad. I find it massively sad, because you can tell the difference between people online when they're just chasing the bag and when they have morals, because you can lose your morals quickly for money online. Everyone knows you can.
Yeah.
It's about keeping your dignity with it and keeping your morals with it, and then represent yourself in the best possible way. And if you know that you've got young girls looking up to you, help them.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to help them? Why would you want to, with the information you put out, potentially damage them? I don't really care. Again, I'm controversial, guys. Here we go.
But you're honest about it.
I'm honest about it. But I've had DMs off girls, young South Asian girls who now follow me, used to follow her, and have said that the information she's put out before about I'm hairless was damaging, because then they used to look at themselves and not understand why have I got hair. as Punjabi women, we
have hair.
Oh my God, story, and do you think it this morning?
Literally, do you not think we're on Thaari Road, Smethwick High Street, getting threaded?
Yeah, we are, and like for anyone, like even right now, like we don't need to do that. Actually, it's okay. We don't need to show the vlog or arm, but like it's natural. It's natural, and if you have that, if you're building a platform based on these young girls, then relate to them and actually be honest, because they will rate you so much more than for you being this fake individual online. No one's that. And again, this is what I'm real with it. No one's that happy. No one's that like carefree all the time. People go through things. People have issues, and it's okay. There's highs and there's lows, and it's not about bringing other people down or like. And then a big thing with that whole situation was people were saying it's because she's got a hair oil business. She's got a hair oil business. It's nothing about that. The hair oil business and everything to do with the ethics, because there are other people like Organic Oils by Hema. I fully support. There's girls that have messaged me saying they want to start a hair brand. I'm helping them do it. Like, wow, I haven't got an issue with people do like there is enough room for every woman here. If we help each other, there's enough room for all of us. Bringing each other down isn't going to do anything. But if there is something you see which isn't right, you should call it out, whether it is a woman or not. Do you know what I mean? Like if you see another woman exploiting other women, speak on it. Simple. Period.
Now, before I let you go, just for anyone out there, again, if you don't know who Parv is by now, like,
go follow me. Buy my oil.
Literally. Yes, that is what I was going to say. Let them know where they can find you, your socials, and also where they can buy your oils.
Okay, so Parv Sahota 5 on TikTok, guys. If you type it in, it'll probably be like Parv Sahota beef, Parv Sahota crying, Parv Sahota and someone break up, Parv Sahota X. But you'll find me
somewhere in the net.
I'm somewhere there. My Instagram is parv.sahota_x, and then I've got my oil account, which is thaari.oil, and it's the same on my TikTok, and it's www.thaari.co.uk.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy you came.
Me too.
It's been like an emotional journey.
It has been, but
we've cried.
Yeah, it's actually been very emotional.
We've done it all.
Yeah.
But again, thank you for coming.
No, thank you.